How are losses and damages calculated? That's a big one I get. Well, you have certain losses which are easy to calculate, which is medical bills. Anybody can say, all right, well, I got medical treatment after a crash. I didn't need it before the crash, but I was in pain after the crash. I went and got medical treatment, went to the hospital. I went and got an MRI, whatever care I needed after the crash. I was able to go and get that care. And there were medical bills because these doctors don't work for free. Another thing is lost wages. Did you lose work as a result of your injury suffered in the crash? Because we can look at what your hourly rate is, how many hours a week do you normally work, and then we do the math and we figure out how much you lost. And if you're going to lose work in the future, we can calculate that also. And sometimes we have to hire an expert to calculate into the future for any kind of medical care you might need down the road. Those are easy things to calculate, the medical bills, future medical care, lost wages, future lost wages. Now, where the real battle comes in, how much is pain and suffering worth? And what's interesting about pain and suffering is there is no calculation by law that says this is how we calculate someone's pain. Really, it boils down to what is it worth to you, number one? What is it worth to a potential jury? How do we present that? There are similar cases where a jury could award $1 million for pain and suffering, and then another jury in the same case will award $10,000 for pain and suffering. There is no one set way as to how to calculate pain and suffering damages, loss of enjoyment of life. How much is the loss of enjoyment of life worth? To me, as an attorney who looks at these kinds of cases and sees the impact it has on my clients and their lives, it's worth a great deal. Insurance companies and insurance attorneys might say, well, it's just a herniated disc that your client has. Why are you asking for so much money? It's going to impact my client for the rest of their lives. It's going to impact their ability to play with their kids, to do the physical activities that they always have enjoyed doing. Even if they can still do things, a lot of times something like a herniated disc can impact your ability to enjoy that which you're doing. Well, to some people, they might be dismissive of that and say, well, you know what? That's really not worth much. But to others, that's worth everything. That's what makes life worth living. When you calculate these kinds of things, you have to take all these things into consideration and how it has really impacted somebody's life. And so I don't take that lightly. While I'm preparing to help vocalize for my client the value of those injuries, I sometimes will go to their house and spend time with them, spend time with their families, and really to have a full understanding of the impact that injuries have had in their life and the way it's affected their life. That is what helps me to determine value. But I can tell you something, I put great value on human losses, because whatever has been taken from you, whatever you have lost as a result of somebody else's negligence, you have to have a fair balance as to what those are worth. While there is nothing under Florida law that says this is how we value pain and suffering, this is how we value human damages, if you have a close relationship with your attorney and have spent time with them, they can really help you persuade others as to how it's affected you. It should be worth a great deal of money.